once you step onto the sacred grass, yeah, your feet are moving at all times. Let's have that happening now. Okay, so we're jogging on the spot all times. Anybody thought stood still? Everybody see Neptune's playground? Sideways, lower yourself down. Let's go. Gaps closed, guys. Nice and slow. Nice and slow. There's the group. Profile. Yes, hang on. Let's go. Move on. That's it, good. Good effort. 2 foot landing. Good. Hard. Run, go! Run, go! Forward! Don't forget to tug on the rope! Right through! Nice, go! Good mate! Go quick! Get on it! That's the big dog, that's the big dog! Push the feet! Push the feet! Push more like this!
That's test number 5 done. Alright. So if you carry on, do your NSPs, clear it. Right, clear the weapon.
Yeah, and you get the order then? I think you put
Anybody not finished? Unload! Fires, show clear. Stop it! Stand there. I don't know what we're doing. Yeah. Yeah. Now you got. Adopt the kneeling!
Standard issue. They don't get issue banter.
Yeah. Private first.
No, not for continuity.
Oh,
Continuity, you should press on.
Just need some water, okay? Obviously now, you see, just laying into gently with water. Now, what we need to do now, attach. So, yeah, good. Attach with another base. Here we are, mate. The two at the front and literally run across. Look, you can. Hey, go on. Steady, steady, watch. Push as you go, push as you go. Now, push as you go.
You go, Steve.
Go! Fender! 8 minutes,
Yeah.
8 seconds. 8 minutes and 8 seconds. Not bad, good effort.
Yeah.
4:27.
Yeah, so it's near that. It's actually near that spotlight as well. So read the clue as well. And you can.
Turn it. Trainers, anything with a good sort of heel block is fine, and stuff you're wearing is fine. Okay, so as you approach me then,
put your knees on. Down. Put your left foot on that leg. Yeah. Your left foot on there. And by your knees. Good hand side on the right. Sit down.
Currently located at the assembly area over here at 1965.
One up.
Exercise Red Dagger is a bilateral exchange between the United States Marine Corps Reserve and between 131 Commando Unit. The purpose of Exercise Red Dagger is to conduct an exchange where we share TTPs and best practices between the British unit and our unit so that we can get better combat engineers out of the process. Yeah, so the Brits set up a great range package where they gave us familiarization with their weapon systems, so specifically their L-85, their Glock 17s, as well as their light and medium machine guns. So the British units and the Royal Marines have a group called Mountain Leaders that are highly trained in mountain warfare, establishing basically breach points up cliffs, down cliffs. And so they came in and gave us a one-day training package on basically ascending and descending sheer cliffs and just very difficult mountainous terrain. Yeah, so the Royal Marines use an obstacle course that's quite a bit longer than ours. Instead of a perfect score being around a minute, you're looking at about 3-4 minutes, a lot more distance between obstacles, more use of water obstacles. Obviously, our obstacle course doesn't have any, and some pretty challenging rope courses to get up and over. Their obstacle course is just one test of many tests in order for them to earn the commando qualification. Sure. So the land navigation is employed by the British Commando units tend to focus more on orienteering. So they move very quickly over the terrain. They tend to basically be able to cross several kilometers an hour, regardless of the terrain, and they will tend to shoot from terrain feature to terrain feature, as opposed to maybe navigating specific azimuths like we tend to do. Yeah, so they set up an engineer training package. So one of the things we did was build a non-standard bridge utilizing steel I-beams and wood planking. The bridge was a pretty challenging construction project. Following the construction of the bridge, we were actually able to go down to demo range and place the bridge and detonate it, which was a really good challenge for our Marines. And the detonation was successful. They completely destroyed it. In addition to the demolition range, we also built a deck pad, a pad out at a seaside engineer base that they utilize in order to store water tanks on. And then in addition to that, we did cross-training on engineer skills such as basic demolition, utilizing the MGB bridge system, doing over bridges, and then they gave us an introduction to some of the heavier bridge assets that they possess that we don't use as the Marine Corps. So one of the things we were trying to accomplish in this training period was to take them back to basic MOS skills, but also basic Marine skills. So we set some time up in the schedule in order to do platoon and company level attacks. It's been about a 3-day package. So we've been assaulting essentially urban objectives in addition to doing reconnaissance patrols, movement to contact patrols. Been very challenging. They've got great facilities here, tremendous role players. So our platoon's got a whole lot out of that. In addition, we were trained up by Royal Marine Commandos in their current methods, the current TTPs for urban assault and CQB, which differ a little bit from what we currently teach. Yeah, I think really well. And we put them together right away. We threw a lot of adversity at them in the form of some short schedules, some long days, some real challenging training. We've had them integrated from the beginning. So they've had to work together, partner together to succeed, and we've seen them do a really good job at that. Yeah, so what our Marines gained from this training was the exposure to how the UK military works, specifically the UK Army and how it supports the Royal Marine Commandos. They gained an appreciation for English culture, geography. They spent quite a bit of time hiking and running through that geography. And they gained an appreciation for different approaches to some of the common engineering challenges we all face, such as bridging, such as demolition. They also became very familiar with the weapon systems that the Brits employ, since they've essentially utilized them for 2 weeks, leading up to company level assaults using those same weapon systems. On the British side, they've been exposed to Marine Corps terminology, methods, how we approach some of the common engineering problems, and some descriptions of our equipment. But obviously the goal to next year would be to bring them back over to the States and once again give them hands-on with all of our gear. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great example of company level training, and our I&I staff really stepping up with their British counterparts to plan a great exercise. From our perspective, it's completely turnkey. We fell into a 2-week training package. The Brits have done all the logistics, taken care of all the financial obligations. It's been incredibly smooth. All we had to do was get on a plane, come over here, and just start to work.
Red Dagger is a time where we can get together with the Americans, our closest allies, and really impart a bit of knowledge both ways and learn from each other. The best part of this exercise is being able to make new friends and again learn knowledge and skills from each other. I really enjoy working with the Americans. All of them have got really good characters, and it's been fantastic to see them develop themselves over the last 2 weeks. Well, we've done a large range of skills, from bridging, demolitions, the basic core engineer skills, and then we've moved on in the following week to green skills, so infantry skills, progressing through close quarter battle and fighting in built-up areas, and also patrolling tactics and harbour routine. In this day and age, being able to fight with different forces and allies is key for modern battles, and a chance to work with the Americans and get used to using different skills and working together is really important, I think. Red Dagger is an awesome opportunity to develop, and also from last year, it's great to see the Americans coming over to Britain and get a little taste of what we do. And also, hopefully this relationship continues in the future, because it's a brilliant opportunity.